Try to accuse me of rope. Enjoy some jail time. My ex-wife accused me of intimate assault when I was 10 hours away. Then may have tried to trap me over a year later. This occurred 7 months after my wife and I separated. When we separated, she was sent to her mother's house, which was on the opposite side of the country. From there, she got kicked out by her mother, then her cousin, then her other cousin, etc. Basically everyone in her family saw her true self. Then she went off grid. Right around the 7-month mark, neither my son or I had heard from her for months. I was bopping along at work. I've worked from home for over a decade. When I get a knock at the door, at 9 a.m., time is important. A deputy was at the door, and told me I was wanted for the sexual assault of my wife the previous night. I told him I had been home all evening, that this never occurred, and this was not the first time she made false allegations. Doctor, you won't buy me more vodka at midnight? Then I'm going to call the cops on you. I asked where she had stated the assault occurred. He gave me the name of a city that isn't in our state. It's not in an adjoining state. Driving, it takes 10 hours to get there. It's an hour away from the nearest airport, so even if I flew, it would be at least 8 hours. Then the kicker. Her report came in at around midnight. She was at a hotel, under the influence, and at a hospital detox. She claimed I was there, and hurt her. I asked the deputy if he was serious, or if this was a gag. He was dead serious. He didn't arrest me, but I had to go to their station and give a statement. In my statement I pointed out that it would be a 20-hour round trip by car. They let me go, never heard from them again. Now. Fast forward to this year. Roughly 13 additional months have passed. Ex-wife had been communicating with our son more, but hadn't visited or seen him for over 18 months. She wanted to visit, he said yes but only in public. Perfect. We met at an outdoor local mall. It really sucked. 45 minutes before. My son asked to bail. He got tired of her not caring about what he was saying, and interrupting to talk about her cats or her tattoo that gives her power. She had some documents for me. My son doesn't know, but she signed off custody. When she went to the bathroom I looked through them quick, and noticed an item titled Victim Safe Harbor Plan. It was a document plan for her trip. Drawn up by a domestic violence shelter in the state she was living in. It listed me as the abuser, and her the victim. It had everything from don't tell him what hotel you are in, don't accept physical interaction. And don't get into his car. I hid it before she got back. Y'all. She asked me to drive her to her hotel. And mentioned that if I dropped our son off at home first, she could show me her new lingerie. She said that part in front of our son. Of course I declined. Our bedroom had been dead long before our separation. Once we got home. It kinda hit me. I read it again. My son caught me grumbling to myself, and asked to see it. I couldn't hide it. He had been reading over my shoulder. I was lost in thought. He looked it over, looked at me, and said, "Dad, she was trying to get you arrested." It shook me a bit, and still does to this day. I won't know if it was her plan, but if I had driven her to her hotel, she could have had someone watching. And claim that she came back with bruises. If I had taken her up on her other invitation, all she would have to do was scream rope.